All right, welcome back, crime fighters. Thank you for joining us for another week of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place by helping us lock up the bad guys. I'm Chris Wright, along with Calhoun County Sheriff Matthew Wade. Good to see you, Sheriff.
Always good to be on the show.
Thank you for being here. And let's talk right off the top. Let's talk about our viewers and the good work that they keep on doing.
Absolutely. Brought 3 arrests this week. Brought our count up to 4,419 people put in jail, all because somebody got knowledge and helped us make an arrest. So we appreciate your help.
Now, often when you're watching this show, you may say, well, I just don't have any information to share. And that's fine. Hopefully we give you some information during this half hour that can be useful to you. But if you do have some information, maybe it happens once a year or maybe once every 5 years, but when you occasionally do have something, if you call that in to Calhoun County Crime Stoppers, it can help us serve justice. It can help us save taxpayer dollars. It can do a lot of good things.
Absolutely. One way somebody can help is share our Facebook post with these lineups on it. So even though you don't know, if you share it, there might be somebody on your feed that does know something. So we appreciate the help and everything that people do for us.
All right. Well, as we are getting really into the summer now, officially it is summertime, and the weather's been warming up. Folks getting out on the water. We got 4th of July coming up here real soon, and there's going to be more and more people out in the water, and that's great, having a good time, but we also want to make sure that people are watching out for drownings, because that is a real problem.
Absolutely. There was a drowning this weekend at Guntersville State Park. There were several at the Gulf Coast, and it's not just in those waters, but swimming in the rivers and lakes or even in your home pool. We don't want to see anybody drowned, and need to make sure that you keep that swimmer safety in mind. Always swim with a partner. Don't do anything such as diving in water that you can't see the bottom, things of that nature. So want people to stay abreast of those type dangers. And this is something that affected my family personally. My mother actually got injured from diving into the river a long time ago, broke her neck, and I had an uncle that died from the same thing. So this is something that we really take serious. We want people to be safe. I enjoy swimming, but just don't dive or jump in water that you don't know what's below you. Always swim with a partner. Drinking and swimming doesn't go together, and it can happen quicker than you think. So
absolutely, and drowning doesn't look like what we expect it to look like either most of the time.
No, most of the time you look around and that person's just gone, and then this panic, where did my loved one go? And if it's in the river or somewhere, it's hard to. Water's murky. There's no just diving down and finding them and getting them, and it's just best to take precaution, swim with a buddy, keep your eye on people, and don't do anything that's foolish. So.
And certainly if you're headed down to the Gulf Coast there, watch out for rip currents. They caught 3 people this weekend in Panama City and Destin, and if the red flags are flying, don't get far out there in the water. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up in our lineup this week, Freddie Combs Jr. Mr. Combs, last known to be living in Mumford, he's wanted for failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And take a look at Sanisha Embry. Miss Embry, last known to be living in Riverside, she's wanted for failure to appear on criminal mischief first. And this is Whitney Jones. Miss Jones, last known to be living in Wetumpka, she's wanted for failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance, use and possession of drug paraphernalia, and public intoxication. And we'd like you to meet Justin West. Mr. West, last known to be living in Talladega, he's wanted for failure to appear on possession of marijuana first and possession of marijuana second. Take a look at Christopher Fowler. Mr. Fowler, last known to be living in Lincoln, he's wanted for a probation violation on possession of a controlled substance. And last up for our first half, Virginia Waits. Miss Waits, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for receiving stolen property for. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show.
All right, we'll have some more bad guys for you in just a little bit, but right now, Sheriff, we want to talk about a blood drive that's coming up, which is obviously a very important thing. You're on the front lines there as we see all these accidents, and that's just one of the reasons that people need blood, and we don't have enough of it ever.
And that's that's something that when something bad happens, you just expect it to be there. And I try to do my part and give, even though I have the vasovagal response. Normally when they do it, I'm out. I see the blood, I I conk out, but I do it. I give.
They won't let me give. They won't take mine. Ansley is here from Amstar Cinemas at the Quintarb Mall, where the radio and TV for Red Cross Blood Drive is going to be happening again here soon. This has been going on for several years now.
Yes, we did have a Red Cross donor room in the mall, but they decided to move it into our lobby because it gives patients a good initiative to give. You also they have little prizes that you can do. They give free movie tickets out and Chick-fil-A cards and such, and it actually gives us a good atmosphere. We also have a lot of employees that donate, and it gives us a good chance to donate since they're right there.
When I was participating from the radio station side, I was running a radio station that participated every year from the very beginning, and I'm not sure if they're still doing this, but we would be very competitive. We wanted more of our listeners to donate blood than any other radio station. So we brought out the t-shirts and all those goodies. So, you know, if you got a favorite radio station and you want a t-shirt or something, this is a good time to try to get something from your radio station.
Yes, we have a lot of people that come and represent themselves as they come and donate for us. And even Amstar, we like to have a lot of our employees donate too. Like if there's any breaks or anything, we like to have a lot of our employees come and participate to show our support for the blood drive.
All right, so how long have you been participating in this?
I've been at Amstar for about 3 years, and we've started doing it there recently, so I like to donate as much as I can, and they have it every couple months. I also like to go other places and donate too. I've driven to schools. A lot of schools do it, and that's where they actually get 20% of their blood donations are from schools. So that's why a good time to donate on during the summer is at Amstar and other places like that because the schools aren't open.
Yeah, and of course, if you get a free movie pass, that certainly helps, doesn't it?
Good initiative, yes, sir.
There's some good movies out there that we want to see right now.
Yes, and what more time to get it? You know, get you some popcorn, donate some blood, go watch you a good Disney movie, so that's good.
Now, the Lion King is coming out soon, I guess, but Toy Story 4 right now.
Yes, it's got to be one of my favorites, too.
I heard it was breaking worldwide records already. I have not seen it yet, but I'm sure I'll be taking the family to go see that one.
Well, maybe you can come and donate blood, and we'll see you this Friday.
No, they won't take my blood.
Oh.
Because I lived in Scotland at the time they had hoof and mouth disease going on, and they still say that my blood is not acceptable for whatever reason. Last time I checked anyway. I'll have to check again, but that's been many, many years. But you know, they are very careful about that, not only from the blood that they're bringing in, but also to help protect the people who are donating blood. Some people still think that there's a danger to giving blood, but no, they've looked at all the possibilities here. They make it as safe as it can possibly be.
Absolutely.
You do have to go through a lot of screening questions and everything, so they try to make sure everything is good and clean before you're able to give your blood.
And they're still taking the reservations for this as well, so that people can say, well, I don't have a whole lot of time, or I want to make sure that I'm getting into this movie at this time or whatever. So you can make a reservation for the time that you want to give.
Yes, sir. You can go on the Red Cross app, or you can make an appointment, call and make an appointment at 1-800-RED-CROSS. So that's always available. Or you can go on the redcross.org, and you can go to the right-hand corner and you type in Amstar, because it's Amstar Cinemas in the mall. And you can make an appointment there, but walk-ins are always welcome. And they have a lot of people there present, so we do get a good amount of people in and out very quickly.
Yeah, they always bring in a good crew to work this blood drive, because it's been a good, successful blood drive, and they want to keep it that way.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, we need to take a quick break. We'll talk some more about this coming up here in just a few minutes, and we'll have the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Jeremiah Wilkins. Mr. Wilkins, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for a failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And please meet Larry Jackson. Mr. Jackson, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted on a bond revocation for possession of a controlled substance, possession of marijuana first, and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And this is Dakota Lusinski. Mr. Lusinski, last known to be living in Glencoe. He's wanted for failure to appear on identity theft. And meet Vianney DeLon. Miss DeLon, last known to be living in Anniston. She's wanted for failure to appear on identity theft. And have a look at Jennifer Brown. Miss Brown, last known to be living in Anniston. She's wanted for probation violation on possession of a controlled substance and failure to appear on use and possession of drug paraphernalia. And this is James Heath. Mr. Heath, last known to be living in Talladega. He's wanted on failure to appear for possession of a controlled substance. And last up in our lineup this week, Dennis Williams. Mr. Williams, last known to be living in Oxford. He's wanted on a failure to appear for assault second. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you know the whereabouts of these folks, please give us a call at Crime Stoppers. That number, 256-238-1414.
All right, we are back. We'll have the Crime Stoppers segment of the show in just a few minutes. Talk about some unsolved crimes that hopefully you can help us out with. And we'll have our crazy criminal of the week here shortly as well. But right now, Ansley is talking with us from Amstar Cinemas at the Quintard Mall, where the radio and TV for Red Cross Blood Drive is coming up here very soon and hoping to collect a lot of blood.
Yes, sir. So only every 3 out of 100 people donate blood. So you could see that there's a lot of people that can donate, and some of the reasons why they don't donate is because they don't know about it, they don't know where it's at. So we're trying to make sure that everyone knows that it's at Amstar Cinemas. We have plenty of places available, that plenty of spots available that you can donate, and we just wanted to make it very convenient for everybody. Every 2 seconds, people need blood. So the ratio to amount of blood given and amount of blood needed is very big. So we're just trying to make sure we can get enough people in, especially during this shortage this summer.
And of course, I understand that we need A, B, and O blood types badly at this point. And a lot of people may be watching saying, well, I don't know what my blood type is. Well, yeah, that's a good thing to know about
Absolutely.
Yourself, and this is a nice, easy way to find out.
Yes, sir. I actually didn't know what type of blood that I had, and I donated, and they give you a chance to make a profile and everything on the Red Cross app, and they do tell you your blood type there too, and they keep track of how many pints that you donate, how the places that you can go, the appointments that you can make, how many times that you can donate if you don't keep track of stuff like that, how many times you can donate after you donate. So it's very convenient for them. They make it very convenient for you, especially at our theater.
And then I imagine after you make that donation for that first time, and then you're watching the news or looking on Facebook or whatever, and you see where somebody that maybe you don't know, maybe somebody that you do know, has been in an accident or has some health condition where they have to have a blood transfusion, and you start to realize, hey, wait a minute, that might be my blood that is helping to keep them alive. And like I said, my blood I'm not able to give, so I don't know what that feels like, but that's got to feel great.
It does. I try to give back to the community as much as I can, but giving blood just takes 30 minutes at most out of your time a day, and I don't need it right now. You know, the main reason that people need blood right now is accidents, burn victims, heart surgeries, organ transplants, and various cancers, just to name a few. And for me, that, you know, doesn't have, of course I need blood, but other people need a lot more blood than me, especially in accidents and stuff like that happen. Mm-hmm. And it can happen to anybody, but just to know that, like you said, if you see somebody, because as I've gotten older, I've realized that, you know, you come into contact with a lot more people that have been in accidents and stuff like that, to just be able to realize that, you know, you helped mm-hmm. in just the smallest way, in just the shortest amount of time, that you could help somebody.
Sheriff, in your position, there are a lot of opportunities that you do have to help people on the front lines, and there are a lot of cases I know where you just feel helpless because there's nothing that you and your deputies can do in certain situations. But this is one thing you can do that doesn't
Absolutely.
help there on the job, but does help at the hospital.
Absolutely. I gave blood, it's been almost, I hate to say it, it was last August, so it's time for me to do it again. But you can get caught up, but I don't think that many people do it. I don't know what the statistics are. I don't know if you know how many people give blood.
Only 3%.
3 out of every 100. So 3% when, you could just stop by. And that's why they try to make it convenient. Just so you just stop by when you're in the neighborhood. In Oxford, there's a large population in Oxford, just to come by and, that's why they give you incentives, because a lot of people don't know about it or they don't have the time, and everybody's really busy. But we just try to make it as convenient as possible for people to just help other people.
All right, so this blood drive, let's bring up the graphic again and talk about the specifics of when and where and how people can do it.
It's going to be at Amstar Cinemas in the mall, in the lobby. You just come right on in, and they'll have chairs and a section roped off. It's going to be this Friday from 12 to 6, the June 28th. And they also give you incentives, which is going to be a t-shirt, free movie tickets, and a Chick-fil-A card. So you can just come on down and see us, and we'll have plenty of spots available for you.
All right, thank you, Ansley. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, folks, give blood if you are able. It will be greatly appreciated. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back with the Crime Stopper segment of the show and our Crazy Criminal of the Week on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we ask your help on the following cases. First up, between May 11th and May 27th, a residence on Highway 78 East was burglarized. Stolen from that property were plumbing fixtures and a Craftsman lawnmower trailer. And on May 29th, a breaking and entering report was filed for a vehicle located on Bradford Street in Anniston. On May 31st, a burglary occurred at a business on Cedar Springs Road in Jacksonville. A large amount of currency and numerous cartons of Marlboro and Newport cigarettes were stolen. And sometime between May 29th and May 31st, a residence and a car located on Highway 78 East in Anniston were broken into. Items stolen from that location were a wallet, 2 laptops, assorted silver jewelry, assorted power tools, a PS3, a shop vac, and various other items. And last up on your Crime Stoppers caseload this week, between May 31st and June 1st, a car was burglarized while parked at a residence on Prickett Trail in Jacksonville. A Michael Kors purse and an LL Bean wallet were stolen from that vehicle. That's it for your Crime Stoppers cases this week. If you have any information on these, and we hope you do, please give Crime Stoppers a call at 256-238-1414. Remember, we want your information and not your name.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, Sheriff, we've all been there, or at least I have been. I imagine you probably have been as well, and most of us. I'm sure there's somebody out there that hasn't been in this situation, but most of us have been there where somebody broke up with us. And it hurts, and we want to get that relationship back. And sometimes you can win that relationship back, and sometimes there's a time where you just have to say, you know what, I need to let it go and move on.
That's true.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of guys out there and some girls as well that don't just move on. And Peter Oldfield is one of those, and he has been arrested for impersonating a police officer. His girlfriend broke up with him. He decided he wanted to get back with her. He's going to win her back, and he decides the best way to do that is to hide out near her home in his car that he has put lights on the top and stickers around it, and wait till she pulls up, and he's going to pull her over. And that's how he's going to win her back. Does this sound like a winning plan to you?
It sounded like a creepy person that was trying to do other things. I don't know. I don't think he's trying to win her back. Maybe try to kidnap her or something. I don't know.
Well, so he puts his plan into action. He's got the lights on the car. He's got the stickers on the car. He's waiting. He sees the car pulling up, so he goes and turns on his lights and pulls over the car. It's not her in the car.
It's got to be a cop.
No, it's 3 city council members.
Nice.
Which might be an issue in itself. I don't know if they're having an illegal council meeting that they should have told people about. I don't know.
Uncovering all kinds of things.
But they informed the police, and Mr. Oldfield, as you can tell from the mugshot, was arrested for impersonating a police officer.
It's one of those failed plans, I think. Failed.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, we do have way too many instances of guys who just won't let go and don't do creepy stuff like this. Let it go.
That's right. Let's let it go.
All right. That's all we've got. We're going to let it go for the week. We'll be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.